What's up everybody? Hope you're all doing well and welcome to another Q&A video. But before we start this video, real quick, I have an announcement for you guys out there in the San Diego and Los Angeles area because at the end of this month, I'll be coming out there mostly for vacation, but also for some drum stuff. So I'll be hosting a clinic in San Diego and another one in Los Angeles between August 20th and August 30th. Basically, the San Diego clinic is on August 23rd and Los Angeles clinic is on August 28th, a Wednesday and a Monday respectively. So you can click the eye up there right now to see the announcement and all the details of where and when and all of that good stuff right up there. You just click that eye and that will take you there. So with that said, let's move on to the actual Q&A and get started with the first question.
Did you study drum recording? How do you get that awesome drum sound?
I haven't studied recording like, at a university or anything like that, but I have studied it by being self-taught, watching a lot of YouTube videos and reading articles and Googling, and it's a ton of Googling to just find my way around how to actually get a good sound out of my kit. Since I do a lot of, since a lot of what I do online is making videos, and also I do a fair bit of session work from in here, it's important for me to be able to get a good sound out of my kit. So it's been it's been a crucial part of my career and everything I do to actually get a proper hang of that. So, but to answer your question, I'm self-taught on it, and I encourage you guys to get into that kind of stuff as well. It's a lot of fun to actually see how good you can make your kit sound. It makes making videos and everything so much more fun, and it opens up doors for you to actually record from home, to do session work, to get your drum career in a bit of a different direction if you're into that stuff. So. But to answer your question, no, I haven't studied like formally or anything. I'm self-taught in recording.
Who is your favorite drummer, and which is your favorite hi-hat?
My favorite drummer is without a doubt Chris Coleman. He's just amazing in every way, and he's a super cool guy. He's like, you can't not like the guy when you meet him, when you see him play. Like the energy and the joy he shows when he plays is super inspirational. Like he's one of the few drummers where whenever I watch him, I just instantly want to go play, and that's a big thing for me because we all have idols. I have a lot of drummers that I really enjoy watching, but none of them really have that impact that Chris Coleman has on me when I see his videos. I just instantly want to go play. And but up there with him are other drummers like Benny Greb, Annika Nilles, all of these super awesome drummers that I really look up to as well. But if I had to pick a favorite, it would definitely be Chris Coleman. He's just crazy. He's just that good. But when it comes to my favorite pair of hi-hats, we've talked about this before, but it's worth talking about this pair. This is a pair of 16-inch Meinl Byzance extra dry medium thin hi-hats. These are just absolutely amazing. My favorite hi-hats in existence. I pretty much never take them off the kit. They're just super versatile, super dry, very articulate, and I'm a big fan of big hi-hats. So 16-inch is where it's at for me. I don't own a pair of hi-hats smaller than 15-inch. So these are super awesome. I definitely recommend that you look into those.
How to be creative when trying to play a drum fill? How do you create/write new fills from scratch, especially the pieces you do on your Fill of the Day videos?
I know I've talked about this in a previous Q&A. I can't remember which one right now, but I'll put a link to it right up here. But I can really quickly summarize it again. Basically, everything I do in terms of creativity and fill creativity and that kind of stuff comes from just kind of challenging myself when I play and trying to work with things I already know and expanding and changing things. Because I'm a self-taught drummer. I've always just learned how to teach myself. So my whole approach comes from that. If I have a favorite rudiment or favorite sticking, I'll try to expand on that. I'll change it around. I'll move the timing. I'll move it to different cymbals, different drums, see what I can do with it. And piece by piece, I'll put together a new fill from something that I knew from before. So again, throwing myself challenges could be, okay, now I'll play a little groove. And for the next bar, I want to play a fill that's a crossover fill. And that's just an idea, and I'll try that idea. Maybe something cool will come out of it. I can expand on that, and eventually that will turn into a fill. See what I mean? I'm just kind of throwing myself challenges as I go, and I really pay attention to what I do when I'm playing. And piece by piece, that's how I put together new fills. It's a quick and efficient process for me. I've just always done it that way. So hope that helps.
I have a question. I know how to get speed with my hand and do it slowly, but when it comes to my right foot on the pedal, it just doesn't work. I've seen tons of videos with techniques and double strokes, but it just doesn't work for me. My foot is all over the pedal board and it becomes frustrating. How do I develop a good bass pedal technique for my double strokes? I play the pedal with my toe, not my heel. I only use heel when it comes to jazz.
Man, I know your struggle. I've always had, my right foot lacking behind everything else. I've always been better with my hands than with my foot, but recently I've started working a bit more on that. But I mean, the best answer I can give you, honestly, is because, again, this is something I'm working on too, so I don't have any expert advice necessarily, but the best advice I can give you right now is to really just slow it down. There's no rush for you to develop a different technique or anything, and you should just try to let it happen naturally. If you've tried different techniques and none of them feel right for you, just go with what your foot naturally wants to play. If you have, I mean, we all have different approaches to how to play doubles on the kick. So just go with that, but slow it down and really, look at your foot while you're playing. Really pay attention to where it is on the pedal, the distance, from the batter head, like how far up the pedal your foot is, all of that stuff, and just do it slow. Look up some exercises. There are a ton of great bass drum exercises, especially on YouTube and stuff. Just look that up and work through those slowly. There's no rush. You will only be able to develop good technique and solid, consistent technique if you start slow. That's the best advice I can give for now, and I hope that works out for you.
Hey Siros, great video, man. Just a quick question. What would you recommend me to do when I get stuck in my drumming? When you just start doing the same stuff all over again when you sit behind your drum set.
Whenever I feel like I get stuck in my drumming, I like to change parts of my kit. That usually is a really good remedy for me that will spark some new inspiration. Like moving, something like I've done in the past, change the position of your rack toms. That really challenges you to play things in a different way, and that will spark some new ideas and kind of get you rolling behind the kit again. Move your cymbals around, race them up, swap them out, buy some new gear. That's not if you have a problem getting stuck a lot, maybe that's not such a good thing for your wallet. But sometimes a new piece of gear can like a new splash or a new drum heads or anything can like really ignite your spark again. So change is like to summarize it, is changing something about your setup is how I like to do it. But also taking inspiration, like go watch some videos on YouTube of your favorite drummers and look at what they're doing and try to figure out stuff that you really want to get into. Maybe try a new direction in your drumming, try a different genre, play to some songs you haven't played to before. Get yourself out there, be a little bit vulnerable, and just kind of see what you can soak up and go from there. That's how I would do it. But again, my main advice would be, the easiest advice would be just change something on your kit, and hopefully that will help to spark some new inspiration for you.
How did you get in contact with Meinl, and why did you choose them?
Okay, so long story short, basically I've always made sure to tag the companies that I use and just get my name out there and be visible when I post videos and stuff online. And Meinl has always been a brand that I've really enjoyed playing. I've loved their cymbals. I like the way they do things. That's important for me too. The way they focus on, like the type of drummers they focus on, the type of drummers they bring into the roster, how active they are on social media and that stuff. That all of that comes into play when I pick brands that I want to associate with. So I've always liked Meinl for that, and just felt, especially, but more than anything else, I've just liked the cymbals. So for me, it's been crystal clear to play Meinl, and like I said, I tagged them in every post and the stuff I made. So through the years, just posting on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and doing my thing, with time they've taken notice of me. They've seen this guy posting videos and tagging them and really enjoying their products. So they've noticed me with time, and eventually we started talking a little bit. Like they reached out to me, thanked me for I made a big video a couple of years back, like a lot of stack combinations and stuff. It's up here if you want to see it. It's really old now, but still, that video, they discovered me for the first time. They got in touch and like we're really grateful and stuff. And from there on, we chatted every now and then. Like they would reach out and kind of see how am I doing, what am I up to. And then at one point, I figured like this is my time to seize my opportunity. So I pretty much said, because they were showing some interest, so I said, this is what I would like. Like I would want to work with you guys. Not necessarily like I don't care about discounts and stuff or an official, being an artist per se. That's up to you. That's your call, I said to them. But I just put it out there, said that I want to cooperate with them, and eventually that kind of happened. We started working on some things, and eventually that turned official, and I actually signed with them as an official artist. So I mean, that's a really quick summary, but again, it's just a matter of putting yourself out there and really showing genuine love for the products that you use and the companies that you would want to endorse sometime in the future. And keep doing you, and hopefully they will find you, they will discover you, they will like what you do, and eventually they will want to cooperate with you. That's pretty much the end-all be-all of how to get endorsements, honestly. Be a cool guy, do your thing, show appreciation of the brands, and eventually good things will come. So that's kind of really quickly the story of how I got in contact with Meinl, but I can explain that more in depth at some other point, I think. So hope that helps.
What is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you during a gig?
So luckily for me, I haven't really had any like super embarrassing moment during a gig. I do my best to avoid those as good as I can. But I mean, aside from, forgetting parts of songs and like messing up endings and that kind of standard mess up stuff that we all do sometimes, I guess like the the most embarrassing thing, which isn't that super embarrassing, but I'll tell it anyway, was like this one. It's actually in my first gig vlog, I think. I can put a link to it up here. You can check that out. Where at the end of that video, I think at the gig I was playing, like this chair that I'm using was like a hydraulic, like air, you know, I can go down like this and like raise it up. So when I was like, I started a song and for some reason, like I wasn't ready with my chair. I was like in the middle of adjusting and I still decided to start the song, and I just couldn't, like I kept going up and down. I just couldn't get a hold of it. So I couldn't actually play at the start of the song. I had to like stop playing, adjust the chair, and then keep playing again, which was a bit of a stupid mess up, but a little bit embarrassing. But like I said, nothing super embarrassing, like luckily yet. You know, knock on wood, but it's, you know, we'll see what happens in the future.
Have you tried the Vintage Pure light ride from Meinl? What do you think about it?
I think I've only tried the Vintage Pure ride, so not the Vintage Pure light ride, I think. Or it may have been the other way around, because when I was at the Meinl factory, handpicking cymbals and just trying a bunch of different ones for my setup after I became an official artist, I remember trying one of those, but I think they only had it in 20-inch, or maybe it was just only 20. I can't remember the details. Anyway, they didn't have all the different options like the Vintage Pure and the Vintage Pure Lite in all the sizes. They didn't have them in stock. So I didn't spend too much time messing around with those. But the little bit that I played of it, I actually really enjoyed it. Again, I can't remember which one, but they're kind of similar anyway. But it was really cool. It had a surprisingly, like, the pitch of it was a lot. It was thicker and more higher pitched than I expected it to be. So maybe it was the Pure one and not the Pure Light, actually. But it was a cool cymbal. It has a really earthy tone to it, a really like nice, pretty distinct, like different bell sound. It has a really cool earthy kind of bell sound to it. Overall, a really cool ride. I didn't end up picking that one. I ended up picking the ride over here, the 24-inch Bison's Big Apple Dark ride, just for, like, I wanted a super jazzy ride for just as a contrast, and that the Vintage Pure ride was just too all around, I guess, for what I was looking for. But sometime in the future, absolutely, I would maybe want to have one of those in my setup as well. So I guess to summarize, it's a cool cymbal, whichever size and exact model it was that I played, but it's cool. Go check it out. Alright guys, so that will be it for today's Q&A video. If you have more questions you would like me to answer in a future video, just post those in the comments below, and make sure to give a thumbs up to the questions you would like me to answer most, and I will prioritize those. So I hope to see you guys in the next video, and again, if you're in the San Diego or Los Angeles area, I would love to see you at my upcoming clinics in about 2 weeks from now. So I'm super stoked about those. It's going to be a really good time. So with all that said, thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.